What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Malcolm Miller, and I'm back. Me and my mother was recently talking. We was having this conversation in the car the other day, and we were talking about how a lot of kids that we knew growing up, when I was going away to school, kids after me, they went to college for one semester and they returned right after that. And we talked about several reasons why that occurs. Well, one big reason I think that's pretty obvious is the fact that kids are on their own for the first time. They're getting their first dose of freedom. The mother's guiding hand is not over them all the time. They're not telling them when to come in from partying, when to come in from hanging with friends. They're free to do whatever they choose to do. You know what I mean? And a lot of kids that never had their freedom, or kids that had their freedom already, they take it to the next level when they're away from their mom or their dad. And then they stray away from responsibilities like doing homework, studying for tests, going to class. Next thing you know, they partying more than studying, and they gone. Their parents like, I'm not paying for you to go down there and mess your life up. I'm paying for you to go to school and actually do work. Another big reason, one of the biggest reasons, is because these kids go to schools that do not choose them. When I say that, yes, they get accepted. Does that mean the school chose you? I don't think so. Because we already know college is way too expensive. People spend their whole life paying back these loans that they owe to school. One way to alleviate yourself from that is go to schools that give you the scholarships. Go to schools that actually want you to be a part of what they got going on. Schools that are handing out scholarships that are going to alleviate that financial burden on your parents in particular. Because I think a lot of people get caught up in the names of these schools. We get caught up in wanting to go to Howard, wanting to go to University of Illinois, wanting to go to Hampton. All these big name schools that, yes, they look good on a resume, but at the same time, it's going to cost you an arm and two legs to go to the school. One thing my teacher, Mr. Rayburn, Morgan Park High School, he told me, go wherever the money is. Because at the end of the day, y'all learning the same things. You just paying for a name when you go to these other schools. If you're really good at what you do, if you're really good at your craft and you hone it, you can be just in line with the opportunities that these other people do. You just got to take advantage of whatever possibilities and opportunities come your way. So I'm going to say this. Go where you're wanted. Go where these schools give you these scholarship opportunities, these chances to get free room and board, free tuition, all these that's giving you scholarships are trying to help you. I went to Mississippi Valley State University strictly off the fact that they offered me a free full ride academic scholarship. I couldn't beat that. Yes, I got accepted into Howard. I went to go spend a week at Howard University and loved it. Thought it was a dream school for me. I get up there with my 23 ACT, 23, 24, I forgot. 23, I think. And I had a 4.5 GPA unweighted, like a 3.7, 3.8, something like that. And I'm going around showing everybody my grades, trying to talk to everybody I can talk to. Because you know a black mama like, did you talk to this person? Did you talk to that person? They think it's always somebody that you can talk to that's going to get you in that door. I talked to everybody and they still didn't fool with the kid. Still didn't give me no type of scholarship love. Didn't get these big financial aid award packages that some of these other schools had. And I got into a host of schools, man. I got into all the schools you can name of. But Valley was the one that offered me their free full ride, and that's why I went where I went. Another big reason why people come home after that first semester is the fact that they don't know how to study. They don't have study skills. They don't know how to sit down in a library and actually read the materials, read it, not skim through it, read it and get an understanding of it, and then test yourself. I didn't have great study skills when I went to college. I will never forget Mississippi Valley State, my first semester, Miss Sandra Combs in college algebra. Yes, I know. I was thinking the same thing y'all thinking. College algebra, this can't be too hard. I did this already. I took 4 math classes in high school. I took college algebra, I took algebra 2, took geometry, and I took pre-calculus. So I'm thinking this can't be that hard. But mind you, math was never a subject that came that easy to me. Came easy to my sister Nay. I was good at biology. I was good at social studies. I was good at English writing. I was really good at writing. I was good at reading comprehension. I was good at telling stories in history classes and writing papers, all that. But math, I had to really sit down with it and really try my best. I get to college, I'm thinking I can do high school study habits, study, I say quote unquote, skim through it and I'm gonna be fine. With math problems, I'm really thinking that. I get my first test back, I get a 55%. I am pissed. And I'm so mad, my other homie, who shall remain nameless, he asked me what I get. I was embarrassed to tell him. He said, you wanna know what I got? My man's got a 0. The teacher told him redo in big red letters. So it was evident he was a hooper, but it was evident that he didn't have the good study skills either. I had to sit down with my homie AJ, Devin Jackson. Man, I don't even know where my boy is at right now. Devin, if you're watching this, man, I love you to death. He the one that sat with me in the library and taught me how to study and practice. Miss Course, she told me, that was my college algebra teacher, Malcolm, math is something that you have to sit with every day and practice problems and get it. And keep practicing until you get it and understand it every day. You got to keep refreshing your mind, because if you miss a day, it'll go out of your brain and you'll forget steps. So I learned to practice problems every day, and I had a D in midterm, shaking in my boots. I'm on scholarship. I can't fail no class. Pulled out with an A because I actually learned how to study. And this is another thing that why kids don't succeed. They thinking in high school you can finesse your way through things, you can do all the homework and don't really study for the test and do well on presentations and homework and still come out and pass the class. No, in college, these things are weighted much differently. So you can do all the homework and not pass any of the tests and you're gonna fail, because tests are weighted much more than the homework. So that's one thing that people miss out on and don't get in their head, man. And they don't get in their head that you have to take the initiative yourself. You got to go to these office hours. You got to talk to these professors. You got to be showing initiative to learn and get better at what you're doing. Take advantage of the study hours. It's people willing to help you at every turn. It's all these study sessions and these study groups that you can be a part of. They don't know how to take the initiative to go out and do that. So I think it's a big plus when you can learn how to study, get you a study group, and you go to the schools that want you, that offer you scholarships to alleviate that financial burden, and you're a responsible young adult and you recognize, hey, I want to have a social life. You can have a great social life. I was in a fraternity. I was Mr. Mississippi Valley State University. I was kicking it with my boys. But I knew at the end of the day, I came there to get a degree. I didn't want to be the kid that went to school and came back after the first semester. You got to remember.